I made a transformation from being chubby to losing that fat and getting in pretty decent shape, and I've helped many of my clients do the same thing as well. So based off of my experiences, here's 6 fat loss mistakes that could be hindering your progress. Let's go. So mistake number 1 is just focusing too much on cardio. So normally everyone jumps on the treadmill when it comes to losing fat, but what I do with my clients and what I did with myself is focus on resistance training at least 3 times per week. So let's do a quick comparison. Obviously this changes depending on so many different variables, but just to give you an understanding. After your gym session, your body does something called EPOC, which is exercise post-oxygen consumption, which means that your body continues to burn calories even after your session is finished. Whereas when you're just doing your steady state cardio, as soon as you stopped, then the calories will stop burning as well. Next is that if you build lean muscle through the gym, lean muscle is more metabolically active. So that basically means there's more process going on within that cell. That means it's going to be burning more calories while at rest. So if you have someone with more lean muscle mass, it's easier for him to stay lean because his metabolism is naturally higher. So he's burning more calories at rest. Next is that it improves your body composition, what the ratio is between the muscle and fat. So for example, if you build a wider frame in terms of bigger shoulders, bigger chest for example, better legs, it can give the illusion of a smaller waist and a smaller stomach, and that way you look better even without necessarily losing much body fat. So what we do after this is actually we add cardio in as a bonus. So let's say for example we're running the program and the client stops losing weight and is in his hit a fat loss plateau, maybe we can introduce 1 or 2 days of cardio, very steady state, just to add to the deficit. But we don't use that as our primary source. So mistake number 2 is actually just being too sedentary. One of the best fat loss exercises out there is actually the easiest, and it's just walking. There was a study published in the Journal of Exercise Nutrition, and it found that obese women who walked for 50 to 70 minutes 3 times a week for 12 weeks lost an average of 1.5% of their body fat, which is crazy. So on average, walking around 10,000 steps can burn around 300 to 400 calories. So to make it easy for you, just aim for 5,000 steps. And to make it even easier, just do it on your rest days. This way you're staying active every day, even when you're not training, which maximizes you being in a deficit and doesn't tire out your central nervous system or create more mental fatigue, because walking is very, very easy. So it's a super underutilized tool, which I'm literally encouraging a lot of my clients to get on and implement into routine as we speak. Mistake number 3 is actually overconsumption. So let's say for example you need to be on 2,000 calories per day to lose weight. That's what you've set for yourself. You do this Monday to Friday, no problem. But then on Saturday you think, you know what, it's weekend time, I've earned it, and you go have a milkshake for example, 600 calories. Yeah, and then on Sunday your brother brings in 2 Belgian chocolate cookies from Asda or Walmart if you're from America, and then, you know what, let me munch it. So that's 312 calories per cookie, adding up to 624 calories. So let's actually look at this. Your weekly total calories are meant to be 14,000. However, with these 2 simple additions, it's gone up to 15,224. Now this 1,224 calories may seem really small, but it does add up over the weeks. And for example, just an extra 500 calories a week can average you gaining around 1 pound of weight in 7 weeks, approximately. That's just from 500 calories. And I promise you, when people are overeating, they are not overeating by 500 calories. Mistake number 4 is actually having a big ego. Now this one might hurt a little bit, but it is the truth. Here's examples of what screams a big ego when I speak to someone and I hear these things. I'm definitely in a deficit, but I'm not losing fat. So then I ask them, okay, how many calories are you eating? I don't know. I've been dieting for 3 months, my belly fat isn't shifting. Okay, have you dropped body fat from anywhere else visibly? Now the point is this: if you are not tracking anything, in my personal opinion, you are not serious about losing fat. There's a really good quote from Peter Drucker: what gets measured gets managed. Look, a businessman, pilot, doctor, salesperson, roofer, all of these people want to see progress in their respective fields, and they all track something specific to them. This is not up for debate, that's just a fact. So if you want to seriously start shifting that fat, then begin tracking some metrics. Drop the ego to the side. Now I'll drop a screenshot right here of things that you can track, and you don't need to implement every single one of these things. Pick a few of them and see if it's working. Mistake number 5 is actually a mindset, and it is I have to make a sacrifice. And this mindset shift is honestly a game changer if you just listen and understand it. Imagine you're driving a Toyota and one day someone hands you a Lambo. Would you feel like you're giving up your Toyota, for example? Definitely not. You'd obviously get an upgrade, right? So this is often what I hear, like I have to give up chocolate, I have to give up drinking, I have to give up sugary drinks, I have to give up sweets and crisps and snacks, etc, etc. But here's the honest truth, is that you're not actually giving any of those things up because they're not doing anything for you in the first place. There's no sacrifice because those things are not valuable in the first instance. Just like you wouldn't feel like you're giving up a Toyota when you're getting a Lambo it's the same thing. The problem is that you haven't experienced what it's like to be in incredible shape. The physique that you have, the energy, the confidence, and the way you walk and carry yourself. You haven't experienced that, so you still go back to the thing that you know the most. But the desire for those old comforts will start to fade away very, very fast once you've got the new thing that you're working towards. That feeling of being in shape will outweigh all of those things. So remember, you're not giving anything up. You're actually upgrading your life. Mistake number 6 is short-term planning. I'm gonna go keto for 3 months. I'm gonna go vegan only. I'm gonna do meat only, carnivore. As soon as I hear that, it screams in my mind, this person's already failed. Let me show you honestly what I build my business off. We help high-achieving South Asian men reach peak physical shape and boost their energy through, this is the key part, sustainable lifestyle changes. The key word here is sustainable. When I decide to work with a client, we're on the same page about one thing, that this is a long-term fix. We're not looking to make a shift in 4 weeks, right? Noah's Ark took 40 days to build. Imagine if he built it in 4 days. How sturdy, how strong would it be? That's the exact same way I want you to think about your habits that you're implementing. Ask yourself honestly, what can I maintain for at least 12 months? That's the number that you want to focus on, for my personal opinion. If you can't do keto or vegan or meat only or whatever diet for 12 months straight, then don't even bother doing it. So here's what I would recommend to make a sustainable change for you. Stick to the same food groups you're eating, don't make any changes within that. Create a 400 calorie deficit and make the macros higher in protein. Now run this for 2 months, and alongside that do 3 times of resistance training at least, plus doing your walks on rest days. Then you do a check. Is it working? So after the 2 months, am I seeing progress? Have I seen any differences within the things I wanted to track? Yes, continue. If there isn't any progress being made, then make an adjustment. You can either increase the deficit to example 500 calories, or you can add some more activity to increase the deficit that way. And then once a week, you can have a cheat meal and just make sure you drop the calories in advance on those days. So remember, aim for 1 year, not 1 month. That's what I'll do anyway. Goodbye.